Hey there travelers, Mag and I here on day 63 of our trip around the United States. This morning we are starting off from Fayette State Park here on the shores of Lake Michigan. And in just a moment we're going to give you a tour of this historic site. Let me tell you, it's pretty cool. You're definitely going to want to stick around for that. Today's route only calls for about 280 miles. We're going to be keeping right into the center of the Upper Peninsula today. We're going to bounce from Lake Michigan up to Lake Superior and then back down to Lake Michigan by the end of the day. Today is our last full day in Michigan. We will still be in Michigan for 4 more days, but today is the only day where it's going to be just Michigan. The next 3 days after today, we're going to be weaving our way in and out of Wisconsin before we transition fully into Wisconsin to continue on our way. Today has a lot of earth caches in store. There's a couple waterfalls coming up and some really interesting geological features. So we're really excited to bring those to you and just really excited to see what the day has in store. As it has been the last couple of days, the sky is nice and blue. There's no rain clouds overhead and the forecast is looking good. So that's all I need to know that we're going to have a fantastic day. So come on, let's see what this part of the Upper Peninsula has to offer.
Aichan and I got this day started off right at the Fayette Historic State Park. Located on Big Bay Denok on Lake Michigan between Snail Shell Harbor and Sand Bay on the southern side of Michigan's Upper Peninsula. This state park offers a walk back through time through this historic village. Once a bustling industry community that manufactured charcoal pig iron between 1876 and 1891 at the tip of the Garden Peninsula. Visitors to the park are offered the rare opportunity to walk through these well-preserved buildings, which have been standing for over 150 years and offer a rare insight into life during the 19th century in this region. The town has been carefully reconstructed into what is now essentially a living museum, and it was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1970. Getting a good look around the town, it's not hard to believe that at one point in time this was the most productive iron smelting operation in the region. Fayette employed 2 blast furnaces, a large dock, and several charcoal kilns. Nearly 500 residents, many immigrated from Canada, British Isles, and Northern Europe, lived in the town during that time. During 24 years of operations, the blast furnaces in the town produced a total of over 220,000 tons of iron. They used hardwood from the local forests and quarry from the limestone on the nearby bluffs to purify the iron ore. Unfortunately, the first nail in the coffin for the town of Fayette came when the iron market began to decline steadily. And then in 1891, the Jackson Iron Company closed up its smelting operations in Fayette completely. And if that wasn't bad enough, they'd also exhausted most of the hardwood in the area, which was the main source for purifying the iron. Between the closure of the smelting operations and the loss of the hardwoods, there was very little left in the town of Fayette. Most of the residents left to pursue work elsewhere, while some stayed nearby to farm the land. The town itself became a resort and fishing village until 1916 when it was purchased and turned into a summer resort. It changed hands a couple of more times from there until it finally became a state park in 1959. Starting our day off here was the perfect opportunity to get a little bit of history, a little bit of walking in the morning, and a little bit of a feel for life in Michigan back in the olden days. But we never forgot what we were here for, and once we finished touring the little historic village, we got back on town to find geocaches for the day. And it is hard to mistake this for anything but a geocache. Fantastic as far as I'm concerned, because Aichan and I weren't quite awake enough to handle anything more complicated than this. And just look at all of those goodies waiting inside. We had so much fun with that one that we thought we'd come over and find the other one in the state park as well. Once we spotted it though, we were having a little bit of a deja vu thing going on. Wait, didn't we just find this? No, it's gotta be a different geocache. This one is in much better condition than the previous.
There are a lot of reasons why I like geocaching in Michigan, but following trails that look like this is definitely topping that list. The dog's enjoying it too. Come on, Ai-chan. Go farther now. Only like another 500 feet.
The day has barely started and it's already turned into a fantastic day at geocaching. Between the 2 finds that we already had in the state park and now this walk out along the beach. All full-size geocaches and all loaded full of swag. We know we're in for a good day when it starts like this. Well, that was definitely an exciting start to our day, Ai-chan. Where do you think we're going next? Are you ready to find out? Come on, let's head up to Kichitikipi. This is the site of Michigan's largest natural freshwater spring. The Native American name means big cold water, but its original name meant near to heaven. And once you get out on the water, that name seems all too appropriate. Because it provides a picture-perfect reflection of the surface and a beautiful view straight down to the bottom. Over 10,000 gallons of water are flowing through the limestone every single minute. You aren't going to find water any fresher or any clearer anywhere in the state of Michigan than right here at the Big Spring. From the Big Spring, it was only a short trip up the road to get to see the first of several waterfalls for the day. Wagner Falls is fed by Wagner Creek, which you can hear right by your side as you progress up this boardwalk. The sound of rushing water grows louder as you near your target. And in practically no time at all, you're treated to a 20-foot drop of this waterfall. Isn't that something? We've got another waterfall up on our list, but first, we had to make a stop by Lake Superior since we'd reached the shore again. Good morning, Lake Superior. We missed you. Now, onward to Munsing Falls. This is yet another great spot to follow the flow of the water to find the source of the waterfall. It's only about a 1,000-foot hike, but the trail splits at the midway point for an upper and a lower viewing platform. Which way do you suppose the dog will go?
Alright, Ai-chan, we have to do both platforms, upper and lower. Which one do you want to do first? The high road or the low road? What do you think? The low road it is. That's what I thought. Can't say I'm surprised here.
It really wasn't a choice at all. When faced with the prospect of stairs or no stairs, Ai-chan will always choose no stairs. And wouldn't you know it, the lower viewing platform was the better of the two anyway, in my humble opinion. Alright, back to the shores of Lake Michigan one more time to decide where we're going next. What do you think, Ai-chan? You want to hike out to another waterfall? I'll take that as a solid maybe. After you've had your afternoon nap. I let the dog keep sleeping while I went to go find another geocache or two. I was in for quite the shock hunting this one down. But after you've found this many geocaches, some things just jump right out at you. Alright, what do we have inside? Not too bad given the size. Everything has beauty. What I did not expect to find this late in the summertime was Christmas, but here we are. And if there was one place where it seems like you can party with the jolly man in the red suit all year long, this is it. Our last waterfall of the day was Scott's Waterfall. And don't worry, Scott, size doesn't matter. You're still cool. Alright, Lake Superior, it's time for us to start heading south again. It was nice while it lasted. We'll look forward to getting to see you again tomorrow. Bye, big buddy!
And so ends another day out geocaching on the road for Ai-chan and I. Man, it seems like these days are getting shorter and shorter, but our geocaching is continuing on the same timeline. So even though we've lost our daylight for the rest of the day, we're going to finish the last few targets that we have on our route, and we're going to end our night at the bottom end of Michigan. In the morning, very first thing, we're going to start off in Marinette in Wisconsin, and from there we're going to go ahead and make our way straight back up into Michigan. We've still got 3 more days of Michigan left with a little bit of Wisconsin mixed in here and there. We really enjoyed the drive along the National Lake Shore, and we thought it was beautiful when we got out to Sandy Point and had that view right out over Lake Superior. It was cool to start the morning off on Lake Michigan, and again, ended on Lake Superior. We really hope that you've enjoyed the time on the road with us today. Tomorrow promises to bring a lot more excitement as we make our way up north one more time to get along the edge of Lake Superior before we finally come back down again. Really looking forward to continuing this journey, and looking forward to what Wisconsin has in store. Like this video, subscribe to stay tuned for daily updates, and we'll see you out on the trails.